So, what to know about hantavirus amid a suspected cluster aboard cruise ship? Hantaviruses cause two symptoms which can be deadly. What to know about the hantavirus amid a suspected cluster aboard cruise ship? Alfred Pasica, Science Photo Library, Stock Photo, Get Images. By Mary Kokatos. Sounds like a Greek name. May 8th, 2026. A suspected hantavirus cluster aboard a cruise ship has raised concerns about a rare rodent-borne disease. It's a rodent-borne disease, right? Rodent-borne disease. 8 cases are currently being reported by the World Health Organization, WHO, including 5 laboratory-confirmed cases and 3 suspected cases. 3 deaths have resulted from those 8 cases. There appears to be at least 2 confirmed cases and 3 suspected cases that may not be part of the WHO official count. Here's what you need to know about hantavirus, including what it is, how it spreads, how it is treated, and if there are any prevention methods. What is a hantavirus? Hantavirus are a family of viruses that can cause serious illnesses and death, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. The viruses cause 2 symptoms: hantavirus pulmonary symptom, HPS, and hemorrhagic fever with a renal syndrome, HFRC. What is renal, right? Retina is the irises. Renal sounds like anal. HPS is mostly found in the Western Hemisphere, including the US, and HFRS is mostly found in Europe and Asia. So we go back to my dictionary to look for the word renal. Renal, pertaining to kidneys, of the kidneys, right? Renal. Okay, so renal. In humans, the kidneys are 2 reddish-brown bean-shaped blood-filtering organs. There are a multi-lobar, multi-papillary form of mammalian kidneys, right? Renal. Why renal? Right? Why? I wonder why renal is related to the kidney. Surveillance for hantavirus in the U.S. began in 1993 during an outbreak in the Four Corners region, where Arizona, Colorado to New Mexico and Utah meet. The CDC said between 1993 and the end of 2023, 890 cases of hantavirus disease have been reported in the U.S., according to the CDC. Hantavirus became more widely known after being identified as the cause of death of the wife of actor Gene Hackman after the couple was found dead at their New Mexico home in February 2025. Wow, so Gene Hackman and So I wonder what happened to the Gene Hackman, right? Hantaviruses are usually spread through rodents, including rats and mice, mostly from exposure to urine, droppings, or saliva. Although the viruses can spread throughout a rodent bite or scratch, such infection is rare, the CDC said. says hantavirus the viruses can spread through a rodent bite or scratch. Such infection is rare, the CDC says. Hantaviruses, so from exposure to urine droppings or saliva. Hantaviruses may also spread from person to person, but that also is rare and only suspected for one subtype from South America, according to the WHO. The strain of hantavirus in the suspected cluster has been determined to be the Andes virus, which historically has been shown to potentially transmit between people. Dr. Jean Marazzo, CEO of the Infectious Diseases Society of America, said during a press conference on Thursday that she believes the spread in the suspected cluster is through respiratory material. About human-to-human transition, again, theoretically both potential methods, people could have infected material on their hands. People could have infected material on their hands. They could potentially transmit in that way, she said. But we believe, at least from the outbreak in Argentina that occurred and was written up in the New England Journal several years ago, pre-pandemic, that it probably is transmitted through respiratory material. Whether it's airborne, whether it's a droplet, we don't really know. What are the hantavirus symptoms? HPS symptoms typically appear from 1 to 8 weeks from contact with the virus, with early signs including fever, fatigue, and muscle aches, according to the CDC. Half of HPS patients will experience headaches, chills, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. The CDC says that between 4 and 10 days after the initial phase of illness, the late symptoms will appear, including coughing, shortness of breath, and tightness in the chest as the lungs fill with fluid. About 38% of people who develop HPS respiratory symptoms may die from the disease, according to the CDC. Symptoms of HFRS usually develop 1 to 2 weeks after exposure and typically include intense headaches, fever, chills, back pain, abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting, the CDC says. Later symptoms may include low blood pressure, lack of blood flow, so that's why extracorporeal circulation for artificial oxygenation is important, because the vascular walls are damaged and the shortness of breath. Later symptoms may include low blood pressure, lack of blood flow, internal bleeding, and acute kidney failure. Depending on the virus causing the infection, fatality among infected humans can range from less than 1% to as high as 15%, the CDC says. What hantavirus treatments are available? No specific treatment is available for hantavirus infection, with the CDC recommending patients receive supportive care such as rest, hydration, and treatment of symptoms. Because HPS can cause breathing difficulties, patients may need breathing support such as intubation, and CDC says intubation, right? Intubation. HFRS disrupt kidney HFRS can disrupt kidney function, and infected patients may need dialysis to remove toxins from the blood, according to the CDC. Is there a vaccine? There is no vaccine that protects against hantavirus. The CDC recommends that people avoid contact with rodent urine, droppings, saliva, and nesting materials. If mice or rats are found or around the home, the CDC says it's important to clean up after them safely. So we should avoid contact with rodent urine, droppings, saliva, and nasty materials. So basically, the symptoms are similar to the coronavirus symptoms, or a severe cold, right? Lung pain, shortness of breath, bleeding, internal bleeding, and so on. So hantavirus is transmitted person to person, which is rare, but it nonetheless can transmit from person to person. And the hantavirus originates from rodent droppings, urine, saliva, or nasty materials, because nasty materials probably have all those droppings, urine, and the saliva of the rodents who occupy the nests. And mostly from the viruses, mostly from South America this time, not China, not China, not from Korea. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening. Have a great hantavirus-free day, hump day. Bye-bye.